Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're diving into the new Patrick Ta Transition Blushes. I have enjoyed Patrick Ta products for years now, so of course I'm going to be excited over this new launch. In today's video, I'm going to be swatching them, trying them on, and sharing my honest thoughts from the perspective of a beauty lover and everyday consumer. My focus today is simply on the products themselves, how they perform, how they look on the skin, and whether I think they are even worth adding to your collection. So without further ado, let's dive right in. Even though I'm not a professional makeup artist, I absolutely love makeup and beauty products. I truly enjoy reviewing new releases and sharing my honest thoughts and opinions with you from the consumer side of things. Now, let's keep things real. I have seen conversations, discussions surrounding these new Patrick Ta Transition Blushes. But for today's video, I'd like to keep the focus on the makeup itself. My ultimate goal as a beauty content creator is to show you what any new product has to offer us. That being said, let's go ahead and start unboxing these. I'm excited about this new release, but at the same time, I'm a little bit nervous because I consider myself a beginner and I don't know, we have some additional steps that we'll be talking about that in a little bit, all those details, but yeah, I have mature skin, dry skin. I got to layer things carefully, so we'll see how this goes. I mean, it's all about learning how to do new things, right? So let's see what I got here. It's like a kind of like leathery. Got a zipper. Oh, it's got like silky texture, fabric. Now this is a big makeup bag. Wow, it's probably like the biggest pouch that I have. Nice. I ended up getting 3 different shades for the liquid blushes and 3 different shades for the powder duos. This one is Shy at First, Quite Confident, and Did You Notice? Now for the liquid blushes, this is the first time we're seeing liquid blushes from Patrick Ta. I ended up getting the matching shades, so I'm interested in seeing how these are going to work out. Let me bring you in closer so that we can look at all the details, the descriptions, so we could get to know this system a little bit better, have a better understanding about this technique and what these new products have to offer us. Let's take a look at the Liquid Transition Brightening Blush first. And as you can tell, I have here, Did You Notice? Shy at First and Quite Confident. So let's check out how the packaging looks. Gorgeous packaging, by the way. It's frosted packaging with your traditional Patrick Ta golden rose gold cap. This one is Shy at First. That looks pretty. It's got the emblem at the top. Confident. This one looks like it's going to be a little more pigmented. And for the matching powder blush duos. Now this one is called the Transition Blurring Blush Duo. We have a lighter shade and a deeper shade. Ooh, that's nice. So this here is the mini blush duos. So if you compare them in size, the transition blush duos are going to be bigger. They're kind of like an in-between the blush duos. Before we do any swatches, I want to go over the details on these new blushes so we can have a better understanding about this whole new system, this new technique. Let's talk about the liquid transition blushes. Now, he's got a total of 4 shades. I got 3 out of 4. This one here is Did You Notice? This is a peach toned blush. Then we have Shy at First, and Shy at First is a pink blush, a pink toned blush. Then we have Quite Confident. Quite Confident is considered a vibrant coral. So as far as the details on the liquid blushes here, it's described as best for normal skin, neutral finish, light coverage, vegan, which I absolutely love that they're vegan, and cruelty free. So those two together, I mean, that's excellent. The liquid transitional blush is supposed to be the first step, which we'll go over the steps in a bit. And according to the description, they're made to bridge that gap between your under eye and your blush. This here is going to be a learning experience for me, that's for sure, 100%. This formula is supposed to be paired with the Patrick Ta blushes. Let's talk about the powder transition blush duos. He offers a total of 5 shades. I ended up getting just these 3. I felt that the other 2 were not what I'm looking for, at least for now. Okay, so I went with these here, and they're matching the liquid blushes. So some of the highlights, these are matte finishes. They are pressed powder, light coverage, vegan and cruelty free, which always makes me happy. This product is supposed to be the last step to your blush routine. And we'll take a look at the steps in a little bit. So this is supposed to give you a delicate wash of color and a diffused finish. Now, I mean, I think there are a couple of methods to diffusing your blushes, but we're going to try this out. I'm open to new things. So Patrick Ta did say in one of his videos that these are buildable. So depending on the intensity of the look that you're going for, yeah, so it's supposed to softly blur and give a hint of tint to create that transition between your blush and your under eye. Just to give you an idea, if you want to go along with the system here, we have the liquid transition blush, then we would use the blush of our choice and the like-minded transition powder blush. So that would be step 1, step 2, step 3. Just to give us an idea of what it would look like. Let's take a look at, this one is Did You Notice? And I want to see what we're looking at, what we're working with here. Okay, let's take a look at the doe foot. Nice doe foot, similar to his concealer. All right, and that one is Did You Notice? And this one is considered a peach toned blush. Shy at First, which is a pinky shade. Then we have Quite Confident. And this one is a vibrant coral shade. Ooh, it is vibrant, that's for sure. My goodness. What I'm learning today is that these, like it says in the description that these are sheer, these are definitely sheer. I'm going in for like 2-3 times and you can barely see it. This is reminding me of the Charlotte Tilbury airbrush powder, where it is translucent basically. So that's similar to that. Now you can see in person, I can see the slight tint, but it's very light, very light. Let's take a look at this pinky one. Oh yeah. These powder blushes are basically like translucent powder. And I'm keeping things real. These are my honest first impressions about these transitional blush duos, the powder. Let me swatch the last one. I think this last one is going to be the most pigmented one. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. We have established through these swatches that these blush duos are almost like translucent powder. They are very sheer, and I can see how they're going to be, like it says in the description, bridging the gap between the under eye and your blush. I can totally see that using these blush duos. I'm excited to try something new. I'm not going to lie about that. That's just how I am. I could feel how fine the powder is, super fine and very smooth and blurring. I don't even have anything on the top of my hand. No, foundation or anything like that. And it is blurring, definitely blurring. Huda Beauty. Huda Beauty has come out with multiple shades of her Easy Bake pressed powder. Cherry Blossom Cake is the first thing that comes to mind when I'm looking at this pink shade. Let me go ahead and swatch these. I don't think they're going to be similar, like exact in color or shade, but similar in texture. So let me go ahead and put this. Yeah, similar in texture. Yep. And we know that the Huda Beauty is blurring, so I'm excited about the blurring part. My attention is, going towards these here because we haven't seen any liquid blushes from Patrick Ta yet. So I'm curious about that. Now, he does mention that you shouldn't put this directly on the skin because they're meant to last. So there's going to be a tint left behind. Let's check it out. Let me go ahead and use a makeup wipe. Let's see if these do stain. Yeah, they do. Which is going to contribute to the longevity of the product, which is good. I layer my blushes all the time, and that's what keeps my blush on all day long. I layer the liquid or cream under my blush, and it will, last the whole day. I feel like these are going to help with diffusing your blush. I had to do that in one of my last videos. I had to diffuse my blush because it was way too strong, way too intense. I simply used a beauty sponge and my powder, and it diffused it really nice. Now, Patrick Ta's system here does add a couple of extra steps to your blush routine. Instead of simply applying one blush and moving on, you're layering different textures and shades to create a more customized, dimensional look. Whether that's something that sounds like you'll enjoy, it depends on your makeup routine, your makeup style. So if you like taking your time with your makeup and experimenting with colors, you may find the process fun and creative. I mean, I am down for that kind of stuff, to be quite honest with you. I mean, this is my hobby. I love makeup and I love trying new things. But if you prefer a quick one and done blush application, it might feel like a few extra steps compared to, your usual routine. So, I mean, that's something to consider if you are thinking about purchasing these. We're going to do 2 looks, and I'm going to leave the last one for my ultimate look of the day. Now that we've looked at the details and have a better understanding behind this technique, time for the fun part. Let's go ahead and try the shades I purchased. By the way, this is new to me, so bear with me as I'm learning more about this. So I went ahead and put my base on. I haven't said anything. Just really quick, my foundation for today is the Armani. I do have the Patrick Ta foundation and concealer, but the foundation is way too light right now. My skin tone has started to darken up a little bit. And so I'm going to try to use a Patrick Ta because this one is a little bit darker. This might help. I think this might work. But if it doesn't, I'll just go to my Armani concealer. All right. I'm a little nervous about this one because I am a beginner. I guess this is the ultimate test, right, for these products. Are they beginner friendly? Are they, are they going to perform like you're anticipating? I'm going to try Did You Notice on this side and Quite Confident on this side. Super excited about this pinky one. So I'm going to be leaving this one for my ultimate look of the day. And I'm going to be pairing Did You Notice with, this one is the soft launch, which is one of the newest shades that were released not too long ago. So I'm going to pair these. And I think these two might do excellent together as well. And this one is She's a Doll. I recently tried this one in my part 3, I think it was a part 3 Sephora haul try on. And this one was the most pigmented one. So I think that's another test to this whole diffusing and transition blush routine. So we'll see. All right, let's go ahead and I'm going to try, like I said, I'm going to try the Patrick Ta concealer. Hopefully it's not too light for me right now. All right, so according to what I recall, and hopefully this goes well for me. I mean, like I mentioned, bear with me. I'm learning. So hopefully this works out. We'll see. All right. So we're going to place our concealer. For this try on, I'm going to be using the BK Beauty A506 for my concealer. Then I'm going to use the N14 for the transitional liquid blush. And I'm going to be using the 109 for my actual blush. So I want to keep it similar. They did say to just kind of spread the concealer a little. I want to define my eye look here. So not to blend it completely in. I've seen young girls blush placement. It is way higher than what we normally do. So I'm not placing my transition, my blush, it's not going to be placed all the way up because I have mature skin. I'm going to follow the steps according to Patrick Ta. However, I am not going to be placing mine all the way up because that's not how I would do my blushes. And I've seen images. I know that that's a trend. The blushes are like basically almost under your eye, basically under your eye. I have mature skin. I got to keep things real. I have mature skin, fine lines, and I'm not going to bring my blush all the way up. I'm customizing according to my skin, according to my preference as well. Now, let's see. For this side, we said we're going to do a couple of dots of this. Now, since I'm not bringing it up so high, I'm going to place it right there. We'll see. It's all about experimenting and trying. So since these are supposedly pigmented, I'm going to work one side at a time. So I'm going to go ahead and blend that out. Okay. I can see the start of like a blush look, very, very lightly. All right, now we're gonna go with this one, which is the more intense one. This one is the Quite Confident, using a clean brush. This one's pretty, when it says vibrant, it's vibrant. And this one, I think I would only use 2 dots. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna go in and I'm going to use 2 different sponges. These are my mini sponges because I want to blend that in. I have fine lines. I don't want to set any of these fine lines, so okay. This one's super sheer. Let me go ahead and put a little more of this one. Okay, so that was step 1. And so far, so good. It's creamy. I mean, it blends in. Step 2 is to use the blush of your choice. I'm using Soft Launch for this side here. And this is one of the newest shades. And I'm not going to change the way I like to do my blush. I like to go in with the cream first and then the powder on top. So that's what I'm going to do with this one. And I'm not going higher. I want to demo my blush placement like I normally do. So I want to keep it authentic, keep it real. Okay. This is a beautiful shade. I love this one. This is one of my favorite ones. All right. For this side, we're using She's a Doll, which is a very pigmented blush. Perfect for this demo to see how much it's going to diffuse it for us. The last time I used it, I recorded this and it was way too pigmented, but I diffused it using my own little method. And we'll have to see. Yep, this one's a little more pigmented. It's beautiful. It's just more pigmented, more intense. So you're supposed to go in with a deeper shade and go under your eye and kind of blending it outward. So under eye and outward. That's with the deeper shade. And then he said to blend both of these and then go up higher. That's nice. That is nice. Let's go ahead and do Quite Confident. And again, you're gonna go from the deeper. And he said straight up like under your eye, but oh my goodness, that is pigmented. And then kind of going outward into your blush look. And then you're supposed to mix these two together. I feel like for under the eye, you need something smaller to go under your eye. Okay. And I would stick to the lightest one for under your eye. I wouldn't use the deepest one. I wouldn't mix the deepest one. This is a pigmented one. Be careful with it. I wouldn't go with the deeper shade and apply it from the under eye downward. I wouldn't even do that. It's way too pigmented. I would probably stick to this lighter one and go under the eye and then work my way out. Now, I may have brought the transition blush too much inward. This is not the placement that I would choose for my blush, but it is blurring. This one, warning, this one is intense. If you don't want the intense part, I would stick to the lighter shade in this one. In this duo, this is quite confident. And as you can see, it is blurring. These are blurring, but I'm not getting that transition for this deeper shade. Obviously, I'm new to this, so I most likely botched this demo. But you know what? Hey, we're gonna learn. We're gonna learn. So lesson learned that Quite Confident is very pigmented, and you have to be careful with that one. On this side, we're using Did You Notice? And Quite Confident. So it doesn't look horrible, but it's not the placement that I would prefer. And I feel like I went too in here, like inwards. I needed to keep, especially for a mature face, you don't want to drag your blush all the way over here. So blurring is there. The transition between your under eye and your blush is there. This one is more pigmented. I feel like this is a user error right here. I feel this one is totally user error, but it is pigmented. So be careful with that. But I see the blurring. I see the transition. I see the diffusing part of this whole system. I get it. So I'm going to clean this up and I'm going to actually create my look of the day. And so knowing what I know now, I'm gonna be a little more careful, and I think that it might turn out good. That's my prediction. We'll see in a little bit. So now that I followed Patrick Ta's steps and I can see where he is going with his transition blush system, I kind of have an idea of what I want to do for my look. I'm going to add my little twist to it. So let's see how this goes. I do want to go with all liquids and cream first and then all my powders. Let's stick with Patrick Ta's products, at least as much as we can. Let's go ahead and do bronzer, and I'm doing the cream bronzer. And like I said, I want to do all creams first and then go in with the powders and see how this look turns out. And I'll be linking all these products that I use in the description for you guys. In case you are interested, you never know. Now this bronzer is in She's Bronzed. I like to do my creams and liquids first, and then I go in with my powders. So that's what I'm gonna do. The beautiful thing about makeup is that you can choose how you use your products. Totally up to you. It's your world. When it comes down to makeup, it's your world. Are there techniques? Of course there are. Do you have to follow them? Only if you want. All right. So what I want to do next is start with this transitional situation here. I mean, I am the type of person that loves to learn new things. Okay, so I don't stop learning, especially because I'm not a makeup artist. You know, that just adds to my learning experience. So, I mean, there are so many ways of putting on makeup. You know, it's just up to you what you want to do, how you want to put your makeup on. All right, so then I already have my concealer. I didn't blend it out completely like he said, but I do have my concealer on already. And I'm gonna go in with this shade, this pinky shade, which I'm loving the look of it. I'm totally loving this one. It's Shy at First. We'll see how it turns out. I'm trying to keep my blush placement as close as I can to what I normally do. I just purchased some Anissa brushes. Check this out. It's beautiful. If you don't own any of these, they're so nice. This one is the Eye Fan All Over, similar to the Kitten Paw. And I'm going to be using, I'm going to reserve the Patrick Ta brush. I'm going to be using this for here. Okay. It's definitely brightening. And I am bringing it up to my under eye. These liquid blushes are creamy. So I tell you right now, these are mature skin friendly. That's for sure. All right. Looking good so far. Brightening under the eye. Just making sure that we don't set any creases. Okay. Now for the blush that I'm using for this look today, I'm using Just Enough. And I'm going in with the cream blush first, using the Patrick Ta Precision blush brush. Placing my blush where I normally would. Okay, that looks nice. I can see where this technique is going. You have your concealer, then you have your transitional liquid blush between the actual blush and your under eye. So it gives you that transition, you know, that blended out look. The gradient, I guess, color. This is looking really nice, really nice. All right, so let me go ahead and set my T-zone. I'm gonna use my Huda Beauty Cherry Blossom Cake Pressed Powder for my T-zone. And just wanna make sure I don't have any fine lines there. I don't wanna set any fine lines. When you have mature skin, the amount of product that you use is crucial for your look. Either you end up looking cakey or you end up looking blurred. So you want to be very careful. At least in my experience, I got to be very careful with that. I want to switch it up a little bit. Now, Patrick Ta did leave the bronzer for last. I'm going to actually go for the bronzer first because that would be my routine. I don't want to change my routine. If I end up adding a step to my routine, it needs to be integrated into my routine. It's not going to change my whole routine. So that's what I'm trying to do here. This is a BK Beauty 104. Going in with the powder side of this Patrick Ta bronzer. There, give me some dimension. According to the steps that we're trying to take, the next step is going to be going in with the powder blush. I'm going to use the Patrick Ta. All right. This blush shade is so gorgeous. My powder is done. We're gonna go in with the transitional powder, the pinky one, Shy at First. For under the eye, I'm gonna do the deepest to lightest, and I'm gonna go in with this one first because that's what the step is. I'm gonna go ahead and start placing it under my eye. That's nice. Very blurring. And then you're kind of bringing it down. I like the smaller brush for under my eye just because it's just a small space. All right, and then for the rest, I'm going to go ahead and use, this is the first time I'm using these. My husband actually purchased this one for me for Mother's Day. So this is the Anissa Tapered Highlight Brush. It's domed, it's beautiful. And just like, what we're doing is we're blending these two, and now we're gonna just add it all over. Check this out. That's beautiful. And this is using Shy at First. It really looks blended out. I really like the way this turned out. And to be quite honest, even though it's an extra step, I don't feel like it would be too much. Once you get on a roll of things and how you use these products, I feel like it'll be easy. I need some color on my lips. I'm using the Sephora lip liner in 02 Soft Suede. Ever since I did my little try on, I'm like obsessed with the Sephora lip liner, specifically that shade. I use the lip gloss in Clio. I'm into this lip gloss a lot right now. All right, so this is the blush of the day using the new Patrick Ta Shy at First combo, transition blush combo here, along with the Just Enough blush duo that he already had. And I am absolutely happy with this. I can totally see the vision behind transitional blushes. So for my final thoughts on the new Patrick Ta transition blushes, I have high expectations when it comes down to Patrick Ta products. And I will tell you that these do perform as they are described. We have these liquid transition blushes that are super creamy, which is a plus if you have mature skin. Okay, that's a big deal for me because I have fine lines, I have dry skin, I have mature skin, so these perform excellent. I'm curious as to how they would perform on your cheek. I'll leave that for an experimental one. Now, when it comes down to these powder transition blush duos, I mean, from my experience, this one right here, this one is the Quite Confident, is very pigmented. So user error, I didn't place it like I should have, I believe. But now that I know, this is why we do try-ons. This is why we get to know our products, right? So now that I know that this one is pretty pigmented, I would go a little bit lighter. I feel like I went a little heavy-handed on this one. It didn't create as much of a transition, blush look as it should have because of my mistake and because it's super pigmented. As far as these two here, I love these. These two are my favorite from the three that I got, mainly because they do perform as diffusing products. These diffuse your blush for sure, 100%. And if you want to look at these like, powder, like setting powders, translucent powders, I think that these do go down that line. Whenever I have, and I've mentioned it several times, whenever I have placed a blush that's way too pigmented, I will diffuse it using two things, using my beauty sponge as well as my, powder puff. So for my first impressions, I'll tell you that these do blur. They do create that diffused look for your powder. And even after layering, my cheeks don't look cakey at all. They look blurred out. So I'm very happy with these two shades here. Anything darker, I feel like the Quite Confident, I just would have to be very careful with that. I mean, I kind of messed up and I brought it in way too close to my nose. But this looks good. I'm happy with this one. According to the description, you can use any pinky shade with this one. So I can honestly say that Patrick Ta did live up to the expectation with these transition blushes. I get it now. I understand where we're going with these products. Can we create that diffused look with other products? Of course. There are so many methods, so many techniques. They're just another way to diffuse your blush. And you don't have to go for that look where your blush is all the way up here, especially if you have mature skin and you have fine lines, crow's feet, all that stuff. You don't want to have too many layers. So I totally get that part, and I wouldn't layer too much under my eye. I believe that the way that I applied the last shade, I feel like that's what I would be using on a daily basis. And even though there is an extra step or two, once you get into the roll of things, I don't feel like it would take long for me to add those additional products to my routine. I feel like it's gonna elevate your blush look for sure. And I do not feel like this is too much at all. This looks good. It looks diffused. At least to me, it looks diffused. It looks pretty. I mean, I'm happy. Do I think everyone needs this? I don't think we need anything. I'm a strong believer that makeup, I will never say, figuratively speaking, we say, oh my God, I need this, right? But do we need any of this stuff? No, we don't. We don't. This is a luxury. This is a want, not a need. So I would never say, oh, you absolutely need this, Makeup is totally personal. So is it innovative? Specifically, these products, are they innovative? I'm going to say yes, because they're purposed for it, but no in the sense that I can totally go for, cherry blossom cake for under my eye and between my blush and create that diffused look. I do enjoy trying new things, though, that's for sure. That's just my personality. So I'm totally open-minded to trying new techniques. Today was an experience for me that I'm absolutely happy that I took the step and that I did purchase these products because, it's something new, a new experience that I can say that I have. I think it was a lot of fun to actually try this out. This one right here was scary because it's more pigmented than the rest. And just like with any other product, get to know your product and you'll use it better next time. So I do plan on challenging myself and using this shade. This is the Quite Confident and doing it the right way. So I'm fine. Some of us are newbies. We're not professional makeup artists. We're trying this out. We're going to have our good days and not so good days, but I think I had a pretty good day today. I'm ready to go out. So the question of the day is, are these even worth adding to your collection? My answer to this is that it is 100% individual, personal. It depends on what type of person you are. Are you a one and done? You're ready to go. You want your makeup to be done quick? Are you the one who likes to take your time? So it's all about what you prefer. To be quite honest, I feel now that I've tried this, I feel like it's just a little extra step that's not going to take much of my time. If you are into trying something new, yes, I do recommend them. Would they work on mature skin? Yes, 100%. I got mature skin. I have fine lines. And I am very, very happy with this. The focus of today's video has been, this new product that was released and, learning about it, understanding what it's all about, and getting to know it. So I feel like I'm good step into it. And I don't regret buying these products. I'm happy with them. And that wraps up today's beauty video. Thank you so much for spending part of your day with me. I truly appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. I would love for you to add your comments below. Did you purchase any of these? Are you considering it? Or do you want nothing to do with it? We're all free to have our own opinion. That's the beauty of life, So once again, add your thoughts in the comments. I would love to get a conversation started. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, go ahead and subscribe. Hit that notification bell so that you don't miss any of my future beauty content. I hope you have a beautiful day, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.